Hi guys, welcome to podcast 50, Aevo guitars with me, Andy Evans. Okay, I thought I'd give you a quick update on this green guitar, the one that was from this bolted Sycamore, I think it is. So I fretted a neck, I've glued the neck on. It's got a bit of a rosewood veneered headstock that I did there. So it's looking quite nice. It's matte at the moment because I've just sanded it down. It's got polyester on the front of here. The back's mahogany. I've done the slot here for the controls. It's got a carved back. It's got a carved front. Hopefully identical, you know. Front and back all done by hand, but with a router. The neck's ready. It's nearly ready. This, it just needs a little tickle with the sanding, hand sanding, you know, sort of here and here. It's one of my pet hates, the sanding guitars. It's quite a lot of work to get it all the scratches out, you know, perfectly. You need to really stay on top of the sanding. And so anyway, this needs a good sand, and then I can mask the fingerboard off and get it taped up. Okay, so I'll just put that to the side. I was thinking about CNC machines and routing and things like that, you know, and how to speed up jobs. If you're not thinking of buying a CNC machine, but you want to improve your productivity, you want to speed up your process, a good tip is have 3 or 4 routers if you can afford them. The more the merrier. The better, you know. The more routers you have, the better. Because changing bits and stuff can take a lot of time, and changing collets and changing guides. So if you have little routers set up for certain things, like for instance you can have a small router set up for doing radiuses, you know, on the back of a Les Paul, small radiuses, or you can have another router set up with a guide for doing like your pickup cavities. You can also have a router in a routing table with a bearing on. So that this really speeds up processes, you know. If you 3 or 4 routers. Another thing that slows you down actually when you're doing this. Oh, here's my cat. Say hello, cat. Another thing that can slow you down when you're doing routing is getting rid of the debris. I mean, you can fix a vacuum cleaner onto your router. A lot of the time they clog up and they don't really work. And I was thinking about it the other day because there's like CNC machines, it's all done from the top and the debris just doesn't really matter. But when you put a template on top of a guitar, normally, and then you put a router on top, you're sort of trapping the debris inside, and you have to keep stopping and removing the router and cleaning out the debris with a vacuum cleaner or by hand. And this actually slows the routing process down quite a lot. So what I'm actually thinking of doing, I'm actually thinking of putting my templates on the guitar, and then actually off the guitar by 25mm or an inch if you're American. Just have some like wood blocks underneath, and have the template off the guitar by an inch if the router bit's long enough for what you're doing. And then you can put a vacuum cleaner underneath the template, and that way you won't have to keep stopping. It's the debris is gonna blast out through that 1-inch gap from the power of the router, and the vacuum cleaner is going to suck it out. So hopefully I'm going to try that, do a bit of an experiment and see if that speeds it up. Another way to speed up your routing is get a press drill, a drill, bench press drill with a Forstner bit, and take out a lot of the wood before you do your routing. That really speeds things up. So I just thought I'd do a short and sweet one about sort of how to speed up your routing, really. Okay, stay tuned for the next episode, and thanks for watching.